There we go. Right. So anyway, nice to meet you. What can I do you for? My name is extra cheeky. My actual name is James. So if you've got anything you want to put on the table, if not, like what can I do for you? What are your goals, sort of thing?
Oh yeah, sure. So I climbed to like D2, I guess like 50 LP-ish for like, or before 2 months I was there. Then I stopped playing for a month or so, and now I'm looking to get back into it. Maybe trying to hit Masters before the end of the season or something like that. But
Mhm.
in terms of gameplay, I think the main thing is how I can transfer my lead, I guess, into something more significant, like if I get ahead in lane or something.
Mm.
Because a lot of the times it seems pretty hard to win games if I'm the only one ahead and my team's not doing so well. So yeah.
Yeah. I think as from a top lane perspective, because like I'm like I've been Diamond 1 100 LP EU West a couple of times, and especially there's this sort of thing that like people complain about top lane and talk about the champion pool and talk about how obnoxious it is and stuff like that. And yes, granted that is true, but the thing is with the way it works is from what I've experienced, because I've got about 3 or 4 accounts, is that top lane is by far like the best role to climb in, like below Diamond 4. Like below D4, if you just want to hit Diamond 4 as quick as possible,
Yeah, it's very easy.
you just play top, yeah, because
Especially, yeah,
nobody chains CCs, nobody understands entirely what your champion does. Like you basically do the
yeah.
damage of a Fed ADC while being as tanky as a Rammus or something like
You
that, you
can
know.
just run over the game like easily. You can get like 3 to 4 solo kills
Yeah, yeah.
before level 6 and before line 4. It's very easy.
Whereas
But after that,
you realize
yeah,
probably as well as I do is that around D3, D2, especially Diamond 1, is that people will go, wait a minute, that guy's just locked in Fiora or Darius or something like that. Right, I'm gonna pick Quinn with Phase Rush, or I'm gonna, I'm gonna pick Lissandra, or I'm gonna pick something that
yeah,
just cock blocks and just
Canon,
shuts down the lane.
yes,
Yeah, Kennen, exactly. Yeah, that just shuts down the lane. Like you don't really get counter picks in low elo. Like people unintentionally counter pick because they're picking what's comfort for them. If you see what I mean. But like
yeah,
it's only when you get around to this elo that people pick solely just to shut down your champion and to stop you from playing the game and turning the game into a 4v4. And it's like it's good to identify like certain games when that's going to happen. So say for instance, there's certain games where I just know that if I go in on this guy, like it's just going to take me forever to kill him, and by the time I kill him, his jungler's probably come topside anyway. But like as far like, would you basically say you're just a like at the moment you're just a Fiora main, just purely?
yeah. That's for sure my main champion. I have over 90% of my games on her,
Mm, yeah. Okay. I mean,
or at
I
least like
think
this season.
yeah, I think Fiora is in a pretty solid spot at the moment.
Yeah,
Like, so I think that's probably the best. Like, as far as champion to play, that's pretty solid. I think the only thing I would say is, say for instance for me, is that when like how good is your mental? That's one thing.
well, I've had like one account banned like not so long ago, I guess, but I've
Uh,
been trying to get better. So
so it's pristine then. It's pristine.
yeah, I guess, yeah. But I try not to rage, try not to type so much. So I just mute when I feel like I'm gonna type.
Mm.
So yeah,
I mean, one thing I can recommend to you that I've done for all my accounts, and it's honestly a blessing. Is just disable chat
yeah,
because
okay,
not to be the bearer of bad news, but 90% like 90% of what people like 98% of what people say below Diamond 4 is useless. It
yeah.
doesn't do anything. It doesn't impact the game. 90% of it is shit talk. The other 5% is random useless information.
And you can just ping whatever is important.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Like that's just what I do. It's just so much nicer to have chat disabled.
yeah,
So
agreed.
I'd recommend just going into your settings and literally just like pulling the plug on all chat. It's just kind of
Okay,
worthless, especially if you're playing Fiora. Like if you're playing something like I don't know, like an Ornn or a Maokai or something like that, it might be a bit more important to talk about your ult timings, your flash, all this kind of stuff. But if you're just going to be split pushing like 70-80% of the game, it doesn't really matter about communication. You know,
Hmm.
like there may
Yeah.
be like that one in like 100 games where you go, guys, you type, I'm gonna go and split bot, play passive, and they actually play passive. Whereas 9 times out of 10, you go, guys, I'm going bot, play safe, and then they just like engage 3v4 or something like that, and then die anyway around Baron Pit.
That happens usually. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
like that's the fun one. That's the
Yeah.
notorious one.
It's
Don't
fun.
worry, guys, I'm just gonna go and split bot. Enemy triple. Okay, nice, solid stuff.
The
That's
classic.
exactly what I wanted to hear. Yeah, that's the old classic. And then they go, "Why are you not grouped?" And it's like,
Yeah.
buddy, I'm
Why no
Fiora.
TP?
What
Why
do
no
you want me to
TP?
do? Yeah, yeah. They just spam your TP, or they go, "Imagine this guy's fed and he's not grouping." It's like, the reason why this man's fed is because he's been shitting on this guy in a 1v1. If he comes into a team fight scenario and tries to team fight as Fiora and into like some really like glacial augment Senna with Pantheon, or like some like point like 2 or 3 point and click CCs and follow up and
I'm
slows,
just
it's
doomed.
just not going to happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that's also about you as a player reading. Like say like that's I'll go through the checklist in a bit. I'm just doing a general thing, but it's about, okay, what can I team fight this? Can I 1v2 this? If not, you just got to back off, like just reading the situation. Like in low elo, like you probably know as well as I do, if you've got like a Smurf account or something, that 9 times out of 10 you can just force your way through most scenarios.
Yeah. You
Like,
can just brute force mechanics
yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. 9 times out of 10 you just got to be quicker. Whereas in this, especially around this elo, is macro comes into play a lot more.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, let's have a look. All right, so no, I normally have a checklist of people, and this is my checklist for when I do individual coaching outside of Resolve. But I'll just use it for this one anyway because it normally serves me well. So you're already
Okay.
happy with role selection. You're staying with top lane. There's no, you've put this amount of time into. Like, say for instance, I've had some people they come in and they've got like 60% of their games on top, 40% of their games on jungle, and then I have to have a whole discussion about, buddy, you got to pick one or the other. Like if you're like if you're like bronze or silver or something like that, then that's one thing. You can get away with playing whatever you want. Whereas if you're gonna get into like high plat diamond, you actually need to pick a role and pick 2 to 3 champs. You know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I'm staying top pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah. Have you had previous coaching for other people for Resolve, by the way?
Previous coachings or what?
Has anybody else coached you on Resolve?
Yeah. His name was Takifian, I guess.
Ah, okay, cool, cool.
And for like, it was like 2 months ago or something. We
Okay,
did two
cool.
games.
What
So,
did what did he go over? Like just as a quick recap, like what did he talk about?
so we did like 2 games because first game was I got Fiora. It was a 15-minute stomp for us. We won, so there wasn't much in that game.
Mm.
The next game, Fiora got banned, so I played Malphite and we went into more macro things, I guess, because with Malphite, I'm not on my main, not so much
Yeah, yeah,
like
you're a bit off
micro
comfort.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any games in your match history that like are fresh? Like say for instance, I'm looking at this 6-5-3 Fiora
Yeah,
game.
I just played one. If maybe if you refresh it, there's a 7-5 as well. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
because what was it? Either what I can do is either add you on my account and then just watch it on my screen, or you can just rewind it and stream it, and I'll watch it on your account. Because some people prefer to go through live games. I prefer to go through because like I think coaching people on the spot, for some people it's good, and other people like you just want to like sort of freeze frame and be like, look, right there, that's the situation. Do you see what I mean?
Mhm.
That's what I prefer
I
to do.
think yeah, it's better than if you do it, so you can show
Yeah, yeah,
stuff
that's
on
fine.
your
I'll
screen.
do that. But for
Yeah.
now, I'm just gonna go through just do it like a general like because I went on holiday for a month as well, actually, funny enough. So I've only been back for a bit, but like just going over champions in the meta and like the best comfort picks and bans and stuff like that. So what's your comfort ban?
Right now, I guess if my team doesn't ban, then or doesn't ban it, I ban Samira because I know that champion doesn't really seem balanced to me.
No, it's not.
So
It's not.
I ban that, but if they ban it, I guess Alawi or Malphite.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
two. So
yeah. I can
even though I
imagine.
think like Alawi is like sort of playable, I guess Fiora into it, but she likes it when you go into her, and Fiora
There's always going
usually
to be
goes
that
into the
point in
opponent.
play where you think, oh yeah, I dodged the E, I win this, and then she just clicks R, and it's like, never mind.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
I'm sorry, I didn't
So
I didn't mean to be 3 kills up, please.
yeah,
And
so
I can
those two, I
understand
guess.
the Malphite ban because I pick I often, if I see like a blind pick Fiora, I go, oh baby, it's rock time. So
Yeah,
I just go Comet Malphite, grab the old Bramble Vest, Barmy Cinder, Tabbies,
yeah,
and
exactly.
just
It's
kill
over.
it, just beat the Fiora to death.
It's also pretty
There is
funny
a
when you just
tipping
have
point though.
those.
There is a tipping point, like 3 items, like Triforce, Death Dance, Ravenous, where
Oh yeah,
she can fight back. But it's the fact that you've got to wait till like a level 11, level 12 to do that,
yeah.
and
Like you
that's
can
if
for
you haven't
sure
inted.
outscale Malphite and all kind of stanks with Fiora because like if you get level 16, you just one shot everyone with your ultimate. Basically, every tank in the game, like they can have 5k HP. But
Yeah, yeah.
laning phase, especially
It's just
Malphite with
about
his
getting there, yeah.
yeah, his attack speed slow and everything, it's very not
Obnoxious.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Malphite, for me, Malphite, even though I play a decent amount of it. One sec, I can actually send you my Open.gg if you want. You can have a
Hmm.
look. But I feel like Malphite is just a bit, he just needs a bit of a nerf.
Yeah.
Even just a bit, either off of his Q or his attack speed slow on his E or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like the problem is that they maybe wanted to balance him with the thing that the Q costs so much, where you can just go corrupting potion biscuits
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
you have no mana problems.
you just don't have any mana problems anyway, and you can just be at basically you don't have to, you're not punished in melee because you never are in melee,
Yeah.
which is a bit of a feels bad. But yeah, this is the thing I was going to talk about. One of the things is that I know you're a Fiora like main, but
Hmm.
I was a Darius main for quite a while, and the one thing especially I realized in this elo is that you have to take into account like counter picking and blind picking a lot more.
Yeah, I think Fiora is not the best to counter pick because there are a lot of matchups that can beat her. Like all the ranged, I guess, Canon, Vladimir, Sandra are pretty bad.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so I guess I'm also like looking for other picks than Fiora. I was
yeah.
trying to pick up Camille. I think she's maybe a bit better than Fiora blind.
Yeah, she's definitely better, but I think the thing is you see I've got Darius and Ornn there. Like I got like 66% win rate on both of them, like 40 odd games. I haven't really played ranked that much this season anyway, but um like I'd honestly recommend Ornn as like a blind pick champ
Mhm.
in his current state because it's just like as long as you've got good macro and as long as you don't int in laning phase, you can just auto win some games.
Yeah, it's quite powerful with the Dynama Grapes. You can just get 3,000 plus gold. You go
Yeah.
even on lane, and then level 13, you're like up 3,000 gold because of your upgrades, and then your teammates are
Oh
swapped.
yeah, no, it's disgusting. And I think the other thing is as well is you can obviously go Unsealed Spellbook or Grasp. I kind of interchange obviously melee matchups, Grasp, ranged, Unsealed, or melee matchups you just don't want to fuck with. You just go Unsealed. But
Mhm.
you can almost always be at Drake's as Ornn, while only being like 5 to 10 CS down. Like
Yeah.
that's why I've got like an insane win rate on him because I'm almost at every Drake, and then I'm straight back up to top catching my wave. That's if you get your
Mhm.
macro just right. Obviously, because I don't know what your macro's like. You could have insane Fiora mechanics, but then your macro could be dog, or you could have like a balance. Like I've had some people that I've coached, and they're just like, "Holy shit, you're actually fucking insane in this champion." And then they go and like they'll just like miss like a cannon minion wave and another wave afterwards. I'm like, "Where are you going? Go back," you know. But
Yeah.
yes, as far as like I was looking um at like your champion pool, obviously you're a Fiora main, but I think you can genuinely Like you can pick up Ornn quicker than you can pick up Camille. Like I
Hmm.
think Camille and Fiora definitely have similar playstyles, and I think that's better for you in that sense. Like
Yeah,
obviously Grass Camille, just you hit Triforce, hit Death Dance, and you're just a machine in the side lane. And
yeah,
she's better for blind than Fiora,
yeah. I
but
think so too.
I think there are like some games where like Ornn, like if you were actually able to group, and I think she's got a slightly better team fight as well, Camille.
And Fiora, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, invulnerability, gap closer, and an ult to lockdown. Like Fiora, you have to seriously concentrate to make a team fight work. Otherwise, you're just a potato,
Hmm.
or you either get blown up, or you don't actually get to kill anybody. You just kind of wander around.
Yeah, I guess like Ornn, Maokai, these stuff are more consistent in team fights for sure than these
Yeah,
Camille,
yeah,
Fiora stuff. Yeah.
yeah. I think the thing is that like the meta is very jungle dependent. So like Ornn and Camille are quite good at getting prio, whereas Fiora it's that you have to wait until like your enemy laner slips up or tries to engage on you before you can make a play. Like
Yeah,
unless you get like you know what I mean, like you get into the rhythm of getting the Q trades in, you know.
yeah.
Like once you get that supremacy in lane, then that's one thing. But I think honestly just like I would just add Ornn. Maybe not Maokai, just Ornn to the list for now. Because
Okay.
Maokai actually I've played a decent amount of Maokai games. Like Maokai is like has a weird like curve where until you stack up mana flow band, it's a pain in the ass to play him.
Hmm.
And then once you hit mana flow band and you hit like 1 2 items, then you're like broken. And then you hit a trough again, and then you come back online. It's a bit odd. Whereas Ornn, he's just consistent all the way through.
Okay. Yeah, I'll start playing him, I guess then.
Mm.
I have like
Uh,
another account that's like gold something. I'll just try him out there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, normally, what was it? So, room wise, most of the time, grasp, demolish. You don't really need font of life or shield bash. I'm just doing off the top of my head. Conditioning into lanes that, say for instance, if it's like heavy poke, you can take second wind, and if they have like a really obnoxious like 2 or 3 second all in, then bone
Mhm.
plating. But if it's
Yeah.
a lane that you know you can just scale and still get grass procs, then just take conditioning.
Okay.
Overgrowth almost all the time. Unless they have like a ridiculous amount of CC, you can maybe take unflinching, but even then, just overgrowth is just better because you've got your W makes you unstoppable anyway, so you don't really need tenacity per se.
Hmm.
And then secondary, I don't know, I kind of mix it up. So I take in my runes, I take CDR, magic resist and armor if they've got like an AD top and a jungle, AP jungle, and vice versa if they've got AP top and AD jungle. Obviously, if they've got AP top and AP jungle like a Nidalee and like a Vlad or a Ryze or something, then you just take double MR. That's really good. And then vice versa, if they've got double AD, then you just take double armor. I mean, like you're high diamond, so I expect you just do most of this stuff anyway. I presume.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going through it anyway just to make sure because there are some I've coached some people and they go, "Oh, really?" And I go, "Yes."
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
but then I take Cosmic Insight and either biscuits or boots, and that you take obviously biscuits into sustain lanes that you need to stay healthy for, or you can take boots if you just like want to be super eco, you can just go conditioning boots, so you just get free boots and you get
Yeah.
free armor and magic resist.
It's very valuable, actually. The boots. Very nice.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, Let me actually have a look. One sec. But then, if you're going Unsealed Spellbook, I would probably, obviously, Unsealed Spellbook. You can either go Boots. If you're planning on getting a Stone Plate or something like that, you can go Perfect Timing. Or if they've got like a really heavy dive topside, so like say for instance they've got like a Renekton Elise or something, or like not even Renekton Elise, but you know like you're just gonna get like three, you're just gonna get three manned at some point. Like maybe getting a stopwatch. I've done that a couple times. Most of the time biscuits. I haven't used I used to use minion dematerializer, but ever since like his armor got nerfed a bit, Like it wasn't by much, but it actually made him quite susceptible to a lot of bruises. So having a bit of extra sustain in lane is always good.
Hmm.
Because his wave clear is always consistent. You know, you just Q, W, wait for the Q to come up, and then you just E into it.
Hmm.
Cosmic Insight. I see a lot of Orns, they go Time Warp Tonic first item, and they don't realize how squishy they are, and then they just die. Like level 2, level 3 to me is playing Darius. Like I was playing in a tournament a couple of days ago and did it to some guy. I was like, buddy, I don't think you realize Corrupting Pot doesn't give you any HP, any actual stats. It just gives you a bit of extra damage. That's not going to help you against me, Chief. You know. But yeah,
Yeah.
most of the time Cosmic Insight, and then if you're running that, then you can run Conditioning Overgrowth, or obviously if you're gonna get a lot of pokes, I can Wind. Um, and then I've taken Demolish a couple of times. It just depends. Obviously, like to you, it just depends on what your preference really. You know.
Yeah.
All right. It's all done. What else did I write down? All right. So if your champion will consist of Fiora and Ornn, obviously if Fiora gets banned, then you can just pick Ornn. There will obviously, like the thing is don't let the fact that if you play Ornn and your team plays like shit and the game just goes like like not all games are winnable. Like
Yeah. Of course.
like it's like a 30-30-40 rule where 40% of games are just like those are the games you can impact, and 30% are auto loss and 30% are auto win. And like there
Yeah.
will be games like especially if you play as a tank, I've had them where you're playing like a beast, you've killed your lane 1v1. I mean, you say play like a beast, but you're playing a tank, so you just do what you're supposed to do. You kill your enemy laner, you know, you fuck shit up, and you still lose because your ADC can't click buttons, you know, or like your mid lane is like 0 and 6, and you just go, fuck me, dude. If I was on a split pusher, I could have had this game. And like,
Yeah.
don't let that discourage you from playing tanks, because then there'll be games where you're playing like Fiora or Camille, and like you get counterpicked in a side lane, and you're like, oh, if I could group this game, if I could go in with my teammates that are doing really well, if I had like some kind of team fighting ability, I would be on this. Which is why I think Camille ties in a bit better as well. You see what I mean? Like I've had games like that.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
But then
Yeah.
let's have a look. So yeah, I think for now just Ornn, Fiora, Camille. Play them on your Smurf until you're pretty comfortable with them. Even I would say flex, but the thing is people just dick around in flex. The problem is like flex is either 0% or 100%. You either get like it's either a clean sweep either way. Like either the enemy team's proper
Yeah.
try hard and they got a 5-man roster and they're going for the win, or your team's just like on a sweat fest. Like they're flex games are so inconsistent. So I actually just wouldn't recommend doing it because I used to think it was good practice. Uh, all right, let's have a look. Let's have a look at your actual Fiora stats now. Quite interested. 6.7, 4.8. I mean, your KDA is not too bad. Honestly,
Yeah.
like all I would say is in this situation is maybe like try and reduce your deaths by like maybe like one. Like set yourself as a goal. Like try and reduce your average amount of deaths a bit, especially if you're playing
Hmm.
like a split pusher. As a tank, it's okay. It's okay to have a certain amount of deaths because you're dying for something. Whereas in a split push, you should always be killing somebody 1v1, or if you do die, it's killing two people. Like that's the mindset you've got to have. That
Hmm.
okay, I'm taking numbers away. I'm creating this pressure. I'm getting away from Drake. I'm getting away from Baron. You know, just that sort of thing. CS 6.4. That's not bad. Maybe if you could push it up to a 7, or maybe because you just had a couple of rusty games since you've been back or something like that. But aiming for 7 would be good. You got a nice win rate on it though, so I can't complain about that. It's been a while since I've actually looked at Fiora runes. One sec. 'Cause I know some people. I know like I've seen all sorts of stuff. So I've seen Conqueror, and then they run Sorcery of Nimbus Cloak. I've seen inspiration with
Mm.
time warp tonic. I've seen bone plate like overgrowth bone plating. Yeah, see, like the most recommended one at the moment is boots of biscuit.
Yeah, I've also tried. So like I don't think Grasp is better than Conqueror. I think Conqueror's the best. Like there are matchups that maybe you need Grasp, which are like insanely hard.
Yeah,
But the problem is that the ones that are hard are usually ranged, so you can't really
yeah,
progress anyways.
you can't proc it
Yeah,
anyway. Yeah, exactly. I
so you
think
just
that's
go
the thing.
Conqueror.
I think that's the thing for Fiora. I think genuinely around level 8, level 9 is when Conquer outscales Grasp with Fiora.
Yeah, and
Like
until then you can just beat NCS down, and it's I guess fine still.
yeah, yeah. Like I think that's the thing is that it's like Grasp is better than Conqueror to like I think because I've noticed it. It's like once you hit level 6 and then level 7, level 8, you've got something like you've either got a Tiamat, boots, a Sheen or something like that, and then there's just like there's a drop off point where like Conqueror just like outscales Grasp around level 7, level 8, and it's like if it hasn't made your laning phase any more like easier to transition into, then it's not really worth it, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I wouldn't really go with Grasp.
yeah. And so I tried also secondaries. So like domination is I think forgettable.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can't
think it's
really.
good. So I think sorcery is kind of bad. I don't know. Like Nimbus Cloak, if you go TP, it's not the most ideal
Mm,
because like 50% of the times you don't really get the value of it.
yeah, I
I
mean,
think.
I think in that situation though, it's actually not too bad because if you can cheese people like that, it's actually quite a good cheese because you just get to run at people from getting a nice reset off.
Oh yeah, yeah, you can do that. Like maybe you die and like they survive with 200 HP and you TP and they think that you won't reach
Yeah,
them, but you
but
can actually.
overall, it's yeah. I think the thing is that like I'm just looking out on u.gg in actually one sec in Diamond for Fiora, and like her highest win rate. It's obviously because of Smurfs or like insane like GM Challenger Fiora players, but like they always run Conqueror, Presence of Mind, Bloodline, Last Stand, Transcendence, Gathering Storm, or Nimbus Cloak. And I'm
Mhm.
honestly pretty sure they do that just because they know they're just gonna fuck like this. These are the kind of lanes where they just know they're gonna like they've counterpicked with Fiora. Like say for instance they picked into a Mordekaiser or something, and then
Yeah,
they know they're just gonna fuck it.
yeah.
So
So they
they
don't need resolve
yeah
for
exactly
second wind or bone plating, anyways. Yeah,
yeah
I guess that
exactly
makes sense because usually you don't even get 40% CDR. You get like 20 from Triforce,
yeah yeah.
10 from Death Stance. So I guess the
One sec. Let me just share my
Transcendence pretty
screen.
nice, and then Gathering Storm also. Mhm.
What did I just do? Yeah. So I'm just having a look at yeah. You know how to use your u.gg like this, right?
Yeah,
Cool. That's fine. So like it has a much lower pick rate. Like there's an even distribution, almost even. It's like an 8.5% difference between
yeah.
inspiration and resolve, which I kind of expected. There's a slight higher win rate on inspiration, but it's I think it could make a difference. But this is the one I think is sorcery. I'm pretty sure this is in to the Mordekaisers. The I've been gone for a month. So what is a really bad like what's
For
Fiora's?
Fiora, against Fiora, Kled,
Oh
Irelia,
yeah, Kled.
Aatrox,
Oh yeah,
these.
Aatrox as well. Yeah, yeah. I was just sitting there
But
thinking.
usually Aatrox and Kled bans Fiora, so.
Yeah, yeah, true. Yeah, I think even what was that? Let me have a look.
Oh, Maokai also, Camille Maokai.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Nars a pretty good one as well because you just clap him in mini form and then just parry his W or his R.
Has Mega Van Horn.
Yeah. Oh, I could have sworn that Vlad used to be a really good used to be a good matchup.
I think it is good, but maybe they just don't know.
Maybe
Are looking at.
I honestly think it could have been potentially the Fiora buffs that did that anyway, and maybe maybe Death's dance is in the game, so she can actually match his healing.
Yeah, you
Maybe
can. Yeah,
this is
yeah,
kind of self-explanatory because you can just parry his
everything
stun.
basically.
Yeah, that's a feels bad there.
Yeah,
Maokai similar. Nasus, you don't really see Nasus, let's be honest.
yeah.
I'm surprised by this one. I mean,
I'm also.
I am, but I'm also not because there are dude. You got obviously take into account there are insane Fiora players out there.
Yeah,
I've played against all sorts of people that have clapped me in lane, so I can imagine they probably just dodge everything. Like they dodge, they're on adrenaline. They dodge the E, they dodge the Qs, they dodge the passive hits. So I guess then it's playable. But you've got to be like shit hot, and it's not.
I
It's
guess
not.
if you like, if you time your Q to like not just Q whenever there's a vital, but to Q when they Q or E, I
Yeah,
guess you
yeah. So you
can
dodge
beat
their
her.
skill as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the thing is as well is that this is like it's only by like 3-4%. I know that's quite a lot in the long run, but
Mhm.
that still means that it's not like as abusive as these ones. And you'd think that if you just parried Alawi's E, she'd be useless, but she's still.
Yeah, she can still
Oh,
beat you.
I don't like that
Yeah.
champion. But anyway, like
Silas also, yeah, that's easy.
yeah, this champion, it's not even that. It's just the champion's buggy as shit. Like half the time you
Yeah.
think you've dodged a passive shot, or like a passive shot will randomly start hitting again. You're like, wait, what? Cho'Gath. Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
like
That's,
because I think the thing is with this one, as I've played this matchup a fair amount, is that especially with grasp, he walk up E slow. Like unless you like unless you somehow manage to like you have to move away when he uses W while being slowed by his E, so then it guarantees his knockup because you can't parry while you're silenced.
yeah,
So I'm pretty
that's
sure
the only way. Yeah.
yeah. This is just abusive as shit early, obviously, because he goes grasp and just fucking barrels you. So
Yeah.
that's understandable. Garen just ignores you. Like there's nothing you can't really. There's nothing really apart from his R. There isn't really anything you can parry in his kit. I mean, you can parry his Q, but you know.
Yeah. You Garens usually run Ignite, so I don't know.
Hmm. I'm surprised by this one. I would have thought uh, Set would have been a decent matchup for. Actually, no, because you can't. The E's like a 0.0 second cast time, isn't it?
If you're really good, you can parry it,
Mm.
and also you can parry the ult if you're very very good, but you just outscale 2 items. So
Yeah, yeah. And these are the rough ones. Yeah, Malphite. Yeah, I think this is that she gets shat on in the laning phase, and then as soon as she hits 2 or 3 items, that's it. She takes over again. Camille, relative. This is. I think Camille Fiora is like one of the more skilled matchups. Like it just comes down to timing,
yeah,
and it comes down to getting your parry off and all that kind of stuff.
but I think if both Camille and Fiora are good, I think Fiora should win.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
Jax's flip.
yeah, that's coin flip. Kale, I just do not like Kale. Sion. That's surprising because I thought Fiora would have decent matchups into Sion. I mean, I guess because he can cheese in bushes with his Q and stuff like that. But it,
And you can just hold Q and maybe you press W too early and you're
yeah,
standing in the Q still, and then he just
yeah.
holds it till the last second.
And then these people are
They're just
are wonderful. These are
yeah,
wonderful people.
yeah,
These are ADCs that have
yep. The
lost
Quinn
hope.
ones are the best.
Yeah, yeah, man.
uh,
I've made Twitter rants about people like this.
uh,
You know, like what is your purpose in life? What are you? You know, like what is this? Go away. Go back to bot lane.
Lulu top. Okay.
Yeah, get out of here, please. Yeah.
Uh,
Like I get like you probably get the same stuff that I get where I just go, "Oh yeah, time for a game of top." Like other roles don't quite get it when they go, "Oh no, you just got counterpicked. It's fine. Just play safe." It's like, "No, no, that's not how counterpick works up here."
yeah.
It's like it's a little different. It means that I can almost get tower dived or I can get absolutely fucked or I'm like 40, 50 CS down, you know? Like
Mhm.
into some matchups. Like if you get like a really hideous matchup, it's just super doomed. But yeah. So look. So resolve. Second. I can understand second win. Honestly, like in my opinion, like from what I've noticed as well, and I've spoken to other people, is like look, people take revitalize, but like for laning phase, it's kind of like it's actually a bit dog Like
Yeah,
unless
for
you
lane
take
creep's bad. Yeah.
unless you take full life steal, like, and you go like double Dorans or something like that, it's kind of meh, you know.
Hmm.
But I can understand second win into Zac. That's not too bad. Most of these tenacity, CC, W, bomb. Ugh, ugh. Yeah, good luck. This is basically I mean, the thing is, dude, is not being funny, but if you've seen this team comp, this is what I do in my mind. Is if I see this, you're not team fighting into this.
Problem
It's
is
just
that that this enemy Zac was 70% win rate, and I solo killed him like twice, 3 times, and he still won. So that's quite funny. And he plays Ignite TP Zac, but his 70% win rate. So there's that.
oh, he's smurfing.
Yeah, he
Wow,
plays Ignite.
look at
I
him
don't know.
go. Okay, well this is a bit of a unique one because I don't see Zac top very often. It's normally Conqueror, but that looks obnoxious as anything.
Yeah, but I guess Zac into Fiora, like Fiora can beat him
Yeah,
pretty. Uh, Problem is that I guess if he doesn't E into you, he can just like he did that twice or 3 times in lane.
yeah, he'll
I
just
just
double
go
you.
on him. He just E's away from like jumps 2,000 range away, and I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, what now?
he just pulls a Camille on you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's quite funny.
yeah. But I think in like in this situation, like say for instance I'm playing Darius and I just know I'm not going to be able to team fight. I just go in for a Lacti or Bloodline because like taking tenacity, maybe you took it to lane into the Zac, but if he's going to be if you're just like in this game, I just don't see how you can team fight. So like taking tenacity, like it's still good to take tenacity because it still helps you against the Zac. But if you're just going to go into side lane, I would just go Bloodline or Alacrity.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense because if you just don't team fight, you don't really need tenacity
Yeah,
anyways.
you don't really need CC because as soon as you can move against Zac, you just heal back half your
Yeah.
HP anyway. But second win. I'm just thinking because like obviously because you don't know in champ select that this guy's going to take ignite and he's a cheeser. So that's kind of a unique one. I don't you don't see this matchup very often.
Yeah, this is the first time I played against Zac top, I think.
Hmm. Ooh, busting out
I
the
like that
tech,
build.
busting out the
It's pretty
tech.
fun when you get the free items, and there are games where I'm like not even just extremely fed, but like quite fed, and you can get Muramana, Hydra, Triforce at 22 minutes, and
Hmm.
then you just do hit the AD carry.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, you just slap. The item isn't
So
balanced.
yeah, if there's just a squishy team comp, you can just take this and then game's over basically.
Yeah, just a bit doomed. Um, how much is it? Yeah, 2,400, and it's not even that expensive, which is a bit
Yeah, it's
sad.
not balanced, and it gives like 80 plus 80. So like, what?
Yeah, as you do.
You take presence of mind, and then it just stacks very well.
Well, let's see what happened this game. Jungle did okay. Mid griefed. Oh, it's a it's a
Yeah.
Diffie in bot lane.
You can refresh again maybe, and I just play the game. It will show again. It's not a loss where we have a great ball lane.
Let's have a look.
Maybe it doesn't show.
This one. Oh, in a
Yeah,
Kale. Ooh, I didn't see this one. Let's have a look. Oh, Jin Lulu. Yikes! Imagine picking either Jin with Lulu or Lulu with Jin.
I don't know how you can even lose like lane to a Zaya. Like I think Zaya's so bad right now, but
Yeah,
whatever.
I kind of forgot. The only time I remember about Zyra is when Rakan gets picked in Worlds. I'm like, oh shit, that champion was released or something, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, holy moly, and it popped off as well. What is this? Yeah,
this was not fun.
nah, I can imagine this does not look fun. Perfect KDA. Oh, Diffie in the jungle a bit. And then well, at least you beat top lane. That's the important thing.
Yeah,
That's where
top
it counts.
cap.
That's where it counts. Top gap. That's the one. I think maybe in like matchups like this, where
Mhm.
as long as you can get onto like as long as you get onto Kale, you're gonna kill her,
Mhm.
especially early. Maybe like these inspiration might be the way to go, or the sorcery build. Like,
Yeah, I
because
guess you don't
obviously,
need resolve.
yeah, because I think in this, like, you've like that's 3 times within second wind revitalize, and I think especially into Kale, the only time she's gonna poke you is with E, and I think like you can sustain that poke as long as you've got a decent amount of life steal and maybe biscuits. I think the thing is in
Yeah,
this situation, as if you've got more get up and go and more aggro, maybe you can get a couple more kills. Maybe running Nimbus will make these 1v1s, 1v2s more uh more doable. Like, especially like Kale throws E at you, then W's away, and then just starts like kiting. I think like Nimbus would be really good there.
yeah, I guess. Yeah, at this game also there was a lot of situations where I was like, we both had tier 1 boots, and then she just presses W, but like runs with 100 plus MS, and I'm
Oh
like
yeah, it's
just
not
staying
balanced.
there, and I even ult her, and then she's even faster than me.
Yeah, you're just permanently outrunning you. Feels
Yeah,
good, man. I think that's the thing is you've got to punish her pre-6.
yeah.
I think you can't necessarily do that when she just clicks W and heals and runs.
I guess like because I've tried all these like secondary rune pages with inspiration sorcerer, and I've found like the resolve best, so I just did that for I guess all of my games. But I guess I'll think more about it
Mm,
because then when there's poke, I guess then second wins best, and then
yeah,
if I just don't need it, I can just go boots or
yeah. I think
transcendence
like
something.
yeah, like I think the thing is second wind revitalize isn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. I think it's just about optimizing your build or your rune choice. Because like
Mhm.
if there are matchups where like say for instance if they're not gonna poke you or if they're gonna go for really weak trades, then having more aggression is better.
Mhm.
Let's have a look. Uh, but yeah, nah. The thing is your win rate's pretty good. Like all I'd say of KDA is try and reduce your deaths. Kills, I'm not too bothered. If you're playing a split pusher, as long as you get turrets and you get objectives, like that's fine. Look, yeah, I can't even. Don't think I can even check it here. That's fine. I'll have a look at your game in a sec. Um, One thing like tying in with disabling your chat as well, you can do is do you op.gg your team?
Mhm.
Yeah. So like that's based on whether I pick Darius or Ornn as well. If I see that I've got like an insane bot lane or an insane jungle mid or something like that, then I'll pick Ornn. Whereas
You
if
don't
I
need to carry them.
yeah, whereas if I've got like a 48% win rate, like 6 losses in a row, I'll dodge. But if like there's nobody particularly like spectacular on my team, I'll just pick Darius.
Mhm.
And then that obviously ties into team comps, like I was saying before. Like there's some team comps where if you're just going to be in a side lane anyway, there's not much point taking tenacity. You might as well just take alacrity and bloodline. Again, like there's some situations where last stand's better, but also coup de grace. If so yeah, maybe just note down like depends on what's comfort for you because I could definitely see Nimbus Cloak Gathering Storm being good, but I could also see Nimbus Cloak Transcendence. Like the most pick one is Transcendence and Gathering Storm, so I guess in that's literally just scaling for 2 to 3 items and then just like hitting like a truck. I guess that's the lanes where there's some games that even if you have like a winning matchup topside, like they have like the enemy team has like a Rek'Sai and they start blue side and then they path top level 3, you just know you're just gonna get permaganked. So I think maybe they just have like an idea that they're just gonna get camped the shit out of, so they just pick scaling anyway.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll sure. I will. I think I'll try all these like sorcerer and inspiration more out and see what's best for me. I
Cool.
guess.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing I like playing about Ornn is that like obviously Fiora's strong side, right?
Mhm.
And Fiora's weak side, so the people are a lot less likely to camp you, which is because I don't know I haven't played with you, so I don't know what your mental is like. But for me, like sometimes my mental's pretty good, but even I get like I have a limit where I'm just like, dude, why am I'm literally getting camped the shit out of. Bot lane's dying 2v2. They've got two or three dregs. Why am I playing this role? What the fuck am I doing with my life? Like, like you just question it,
Yeah, it feels pretty bad, and like Balin's losing 2v2 and enemy jungle stops side, and you're just on an island sitting there
Yeah,
with
just
no
getting
impact on the whole
yeah,
game.
just getting like pounded into the dirt. And the thing is that if you're playing like something like Ornn or something, you go, okay, well at least I can farm under turret. They can't really dive me. I can kind of do what I want. Whereas if you're playing even like Darius, but obviously Fiora as well, and you're just sitting there, you're like, well, here come, I'm dying again. Somebody send help, you know. So
Yeah.
that's obviously looking at jungle matchup. But I just realized I can't add you if I don't have an EUNE account, do I?
No, I don't think you can.
That feels bad.
But
One sec.
maybe I can send you the. I can download the WAD and then send it to you.
Yeah, I can try that. Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'll have to go in like 35, 40 minutes. Should we still like do a game review or?
That's fine. I mean, honestly, for first session, um, to be honest, it's kind of like this could almost be just classed as sort of like a getting to know you kind of thing.
Mhm.
So like I think if we do like another session or something like that, we can just spend the whole session just reviewing like a game that wasn't a stomp either way. So we can go, okay, maybe if you'd done that, maybe if you split pushed hit then, maybe if you'd pressured here more, maybe if you'd built that, maybe I think that's probably the way to go because I don't want to start a session and like halfway
And
through you
end
go,
it
oh,
halfway. Yeah.
sorry guys,
Yeah.
I gotta head off.
Yeah. And I guess I have like one more question for like in general.
Yeah, sure.
Um, would you switch your trinket as Fiora? Because I've asked also, like I've gotten more coachings, and some said that it's good to switch it to blue trinket. Some said that it's fine to just have the two yellow ones. Because I obviously know that if you are like getting pushed in as a whole team, blue trinket's very nice, and if you
Mm,
are pushing as a team, then a sweeper is very good.
yeah.
But do you think in general should you take blue or keep the yellow one?
I think the thing is for me is if when I've played Fiora on my other accounts, or even I'll just tell you how I do it on Darius, and you can make of what you will of that. But I use, say for instance, right, so like you're about 16, 17 minutes into the game, you've swapped with bot's playing either through mid, and then your mid lane is playing through top side, and you're playing through bot, right? And they've Baron's up, right? And they've got like a Pantheon support, or they've got like a lot of catch potential.
Yeah.
So you just can't put a yellow trinket down. I think if you're splitting bot side and you need to put a blue trinket on their blue buff, even just to figure out okay who's there, what's going on, what's happening, having a control ward and a blue trinket, so then you can the bush below Gromp.
Yeah.
So you either controlled ward that, or you can put a blue trinket ward down first on the blue buff. If nobody goes to clear it, then you can put either the control ward at the intersection in the middle, or you put it on the blue buff, depending on where you put the blue
Mhm.
trinket. So then you can split push safely without being caught out. So I think
Okay.
blue trinket's definitely good for that. I think yellow trinket's just good if everybody's getting fucked at all sides and you just can't split push effectively. Maybe having yellow trinket's better because it's up more often, but even then, I prefer blue trinket in mid game. For some people, it's preference. For me, it's about the fact that like if you're playing Camille, if you go and ward something, you can at least E out and there's like escape. Whereas Darius, like Fiora's obviously got parry and Q, but in Darius's case, he is a mobile. Like unless you've got
Yeah.
Ghost and Flash up. So for me, not getting caught out in their jungle with my pants down, like it's kind of a must-have. So for you, it's up to you. You know, like if you queue over a wall and then parry a CC, if you're out then yeah. If you're not, then you could have avoided it by just having a blue trinket.
Okay.
So that's all I'd say on that. Like people say that spending control money on control wards is pointless if you're playing a top lane carry, and that's good if you've got perfect macro and you've got perfect like jungle tracking, or not even jungle tracking, like support track. Like if you're permanently tracking where the enemy support and where the enemy jungle is on the map, and you know where they are at all times,
And then you don't need
yeah,
vision.
then you don't need control wards. But if you're not, if you know for a fact that your map awareness isn't 100%, like I'll buy like 2 to 3 control wards a game. Some people go over the top and buy like 6 or 7. Some people don't buy any. I think just having 1 or 2 in your back pocket is always good because they have saved me a couple times. Like, you know, you
Okay.
got like that enemy support and the enemy team, like they're a Janna main. They love grabbing their Moby boots. They love roaming top level 3, level 4 for some stupid reason. If you're not looking at bot lane and bot lane aren't communicating to you, like that control wall could have saved you. You know?
Yeah. It's pretty funny because when I stopped playing, then I came back after a month, and like the first 5 to 10 games, the support was always top like level 6 to 8, and I don't know why. Like there were just some instances where they just, I don't know, just troll or something. They just started to lane S2 for
Oh
like
yeah.
2 3 minutes. I don't know what's going on sometimes.
Oh yeah. Well, it's just because they've either lost their mental or like some people actually use it as a strat because the top laner doesn't expect it. And you're
Yeah.
right. I don't particularly want to lane 1v3 at level 4, but you know, I get what I'm given.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so what I'd say is goals and things to take away from this is that switch up your rune page, like try out different things, try inspiration, try sorcery, get into playing Ornn, get comfortable with him, get some more Camille games on the board. Make sure you've got a game that you felt like you could have won if you'd have just played a bit better or something would have changed. I don't want to go over a stomp because then it's kind of pointless. You
Yeah,
go,
that
well,
just makes no
yeah,
sense.
you
Yeah.
just kind of shat on him. I'm pretty happy with your builds. They all make sense. The thing is, a Fury, you can't really like unless you start building really weird stuff. You can't really go wrong with her build.
Like the
Like,
first 3 items, if you just go Hydra Triforce, Death Dance is pretty
yeah,
standard.
yeah,
Maybe
it's a
some games
standard
you can go
build.
Bork. Yeah.
Yeah, like you can go Bork sometimes. I've seen some go Black Cleaver and stuff like that. Like I guess
No,
that's
no, no.
kind of okay if you're playing into like 3 tanks or something. But even then, like it's Fiora. She is a tank shredder anyway.
Yeah, you don't
So
need the armor penetration if you're
yeah,
just doing true damage anyways.
yeah. I think that's when they're like super behind and they're playing against 2 or 3 tanks, and it's like, well then, you're Fiora, dude. What do you want me to tell you? You're gonna do that anyway. But so yeah, bit of work on runes, champion pool. Reduce your death amount by 1 or 2. Kills, not too worried about. Assists, not too fussed about. And I'm surprised you got that high amount of assists on Fiora, to be honest. Like I'd expect like a 3.5, 3.6 with that KDA. So maybe you team fight too often. That might be something to do with it. Like some people saying having assists is good, and it's like, well, if you're playing a split pusher, then I don't know what you're up to, Chief, but you know. Maybe if you have your chat disabled, you won't get coaxed into people going, "Come, Fiora, come to Drake. We're strong. It's going well." And you turn up and you're just like, well, "Wait, nobody has any CC here." So maybe doing that might help. Oh no, that will help anyway. But disabling chat, checking what your teammates like, all this kind of stuff. Like they all ties in together. But if you've got any other questions, if not, we can review a game when we get it sorted for next time.
I think that's fine.
Cool.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Well, have a good day. Nice talking to you.
Yeah, have a good day. Bye.
Bye.